you're anything like me, you visit 100 websites a day. So maybe 100 websites is a slight exaggeration, but it feels as if I visit 100 websites a day. All these wonderful websites, and some of them I want to remember and share with my colleagues. It's hard to keep track, though, of all those websites that you come across, those wonderful websites. And I've tried several online bookmarking tools to help me keep track of all those URLs, but the one that I have found to be the most useful, particularly with education, is Symbaloo. Symbaloo stores my bookmarks in the cloud so that I can access my favorite sites from any device in any place with an internet connection, even with an iPhone, an iPad, or an Android device. So instead of links, like you see here at the top of my website, at the top of my homepage of right here, Amherst County Public Schools, instead of this text link, Symbaloo organizes their bookmarks using colorful tiles that I can easily arrange and organize to create a visually appealing web mix, and that's what this is called, a web mix, or the way that they have laid it out. An awesome feature is that I can share my bookmarks with others too. In education, this means I could create a web mix of my class resources and share it with my colleagues. Working as a team, we could each take a separate subject and create a web mix on that subject. And I can embed my web mix, as you can see here. I've already done so. I can embed my web mix onto my website. And I'm going to show you the one that I did for my students. Here it is. The one on my home page is for teachers. All of these are wonderful tools that I thought teachers would really be able to make use of. On the student page are all of these wonderful anchor sites that I use when the students have completed a project and I want them to go to something else. These are their anchor activities, and students can get to them easily. When I go to my Symbaloo site, the back part of my Symbaloo, and I'll show you how to get there in just a second. When I go to the Symbaloo site and I add tiles to my web mix, the web mix that is on my web page is automatically updated to receive the new tiles. How cool is that, right? So no more time is spent wasted in class while students are searching for or typing URLs. All I have to do is show them how to get to my web page, and they can easily find the tile of the game or the activity that they want to use. So let me show you how to use this amazing tool. I'm going to go ahead and log out. I had already signed in. And this is the front page of Symbaloo. Now I use Symbaloo for Education, edu.symbaloo.com. And if you have never used Symbaloo before, the first thing that you're going to have to do is come up here into the top right hand corner where it says Create Free Account and click that. You have 3 different choices of setting up your account. You can register with Edmodo, and if you do so, then all of your links are put into your Edmodo account so that your students can get to your links very, very easily. You could register with Facebook, and then all you would have to do when you log in is say log in with Facebook. I don't recommend that because if you are at school, you're not going to be able to update your Symbaloo if you logged in with Facebook, because we block Facebook. The easiest thing to do is to come down here and just type in your name, your email, password. Make sure you repeat your password that you want to use twice. I uncheck this box that says I don't want to miss important updates, because if you don't uncheck that, what happens is that you get tons and tons of spam email from Symbaloo. You do have to check this box that says I agree to Symbaloo's terms and conditions and their privacy policy, and then you're going to create my account. Over here you can register for a Symbaloo Premium, which means that you would pay for the account. Um, I never pay for anything that I don't have to pay for. I'm going to go ahead and log in now. Here we go. Okay. And each one of these tabs here is a different web mix. This first one, the Mel's Faves, these are the ones that you saw on the front of my home page. These are tools that I have recommended for use with teachers. If I am going to a conference to present at a conference, then I will set up a web mix of all of the sites that I want to demonstrate for the conference. Um, these sites here, the ones that I use as anchor activities. Since we're going to be using thinking maps in Amherst County, I have created a web mix of sites that I have found that are really useful because they have good suggestions for using thinking maps. These are the blogs that I read consistently. All these tiles here, each one of them is a different blog written by a different tech person, and I like to go back and check on them to see what they're up to. My current research is on flipped classrooms. So this is one of the areas that I've really gotten interested in lately. And so this web mix is a bunch of articles and suggestions and ideas and lesson plans for how to flip your classroom. I have a web mix for guided math. These are sites that are really good to use with students for enforcing the math. These are motivation sites. These are articles or tools that will help with student motivation. And another area of interest that I have really gotten into lately is the area of coding. And so this is my web mix with all of my links for different coding sites or activities. Um, so these are my web mixes. Let me show you how to make a web mix, because when you come in, you're going to want to create your own web mix. By the way, when you first come in, Symbaloo will have several web mixes up here already that they're suggesting for you. If you don't like them, you can just click this little mini X and that one would go away. So let me show you how to create a brand new one. I'm going to click on the plus sign and we get the add a web mix wizard that pops up. And you've got two options. The option on the right is to search for a web mix. This is if you know that there's probably already a web mix out there on a certain topic. EDU Tools is a really wonderful web mix, and you might want to go here and search for that. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to start a brand new web mix. And I'm just going to call this Demo. Right here, if I chose to click this RSS feed, that would, instead of the tiles, it would kind of show you a preview of the website. It's really good if you're doing a web mix of blogs or news articles. To me, that's a little distracting. So I don't choose the RSS feeds. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add. And here's our brand new web mix. By the way, this in the middle, right here, is just to help you search for things. This is not what you're going to see on your web mix when you publish it for students. You see over here, it just says Symbaloo. That's what the public will see if you embed or you publish your web mix. You only see Google up here when you are creating your own web mix. So let's go ahead and we'll put a tile here. I'm going to click in any one of these boxes. And this little wizard pops up, and I have two options. I can create a tile or I can search a tile. If I search a tile, only use this if you know that there is a website out there that is probably pretty well known, such as Starfall. And we're going to search, oops, if I had spelled it correctly, it would have found it immediately. There we go. Here is Starfall. So if that's one that I want to put on my web mix, I would go ahead and click it and it pops right up there. Now let's say that I want to move it. I can just click and drag, and I can put this particular tile anywhere I want to. So therefore I could organize these tiles later. And notice that by clicking on that tile, it takes me straight to that website. So let's go ahead and add another tile. This time, instead of searching for one, we're going to create a tile. And I have got ABC up here. I'm just going to go ahead and copy that address. I'm going to come over here and paste it. Notice that it automatically puts the HTTP there. When I copied it, it was not up here. And it's going to go ahead and we're going to have a couple of different icons that they're suggesting. You can choose the icon, and when you choose the icon that you want, if they make a suggestion, you can kind of resize that. I don't want it to be called Paint Go. I want it to be called ABC. Okay. Do we want it to show the text on the tile? Notice that if I click that right up here, it pops up. Down here, what color do we want this tile? I can change the color behind the little image, the icon image. Really wonderful if you're trying to organize your tiles into different categories. So maybe you want your lower group, your cherries, you tell them to stay with the red tiles. Your blueberries, you want to make all their tiles blue. And maybe your oranges, you want to make all those tiles orange. That way your students know that what colors are meant for them. So we're going to go ahead and click Save. And it pops right on up there into my web mix. Okay, we have some other options up here. If I click here under Options, if I decide to change the name of my web mix, maybe I didn't want to call it Demo. Maybe I wanted to call it Demonstration. Okay, and save that. Okay, there we go, and click Options again. I could change the wallpaper. They've got several different wallpapers that they suggest, or you can make it a solid color, or if you have your own image, you can upload your own image. So let's just say that I want to make this something else. Look, this is really pretty right here. I'm going to click that, and not really sure. Oh, there it is. Just a little pokey. There we go. So now the background of my web mix has changed. Although that looks very, very snowy, and I'm a little tired of snow. So let's go back and change to something else. Let's change to something beachy. Give it a moment. There we go. So under Options again, change the web mix icon. So if I choose that, then the icon up here at the top would change my size. If I need to add rows, I can. If I want to delete rows, I can. Make my web mix see-through. If I click that, you see how the background here just becomes a little bit more transparent. And adding a new marker. I haven't played with that, so I'm not really sure what that does. I've never found a need for that. So therefore, I've never really messed with that part of it. Okay. Um, Now our web mix is done, and what I want to do is I want to share it. I'm going to click on the share, the web mix name. I might want to give a description so that people know what this is about. Related words and tags. They'll already start populating this um, so that with a few of the websites that you've put up there, because they're kind of very, very popular. So share my web mix. When I click this share my web mix, right here it gives me two options. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this link. And I could take that link into my email. And I could go ahead and send that link to whoever I would like to send it to. I'll just send it to myself. There we go. And here's the Symbaloo that I just finished putting together. Our network is a little slow, so while that's loading, we'll go back over here. And I'm going to go ahead and X out of that. Okay. Whenever you add a new tile after you have published your Symbaloo, what you're going to need to do is click that little icon here. So if you make any changes after you have published it or sent it to someone, please make sure that you click right here at on the update icon so that will be updated. You can actually remove a web mix. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove this one because this one's just a demonstration one. Okay, so it's gone, and here are the original web mixes that I started with. So that is Symbaloo, and it's very simple, it's very easy, and it's really fun to use. Your kids will love it.